Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
Hey, let's get down to the show. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
We have journalist and speaker Farah Nasser joining us on the show today. And we are thrilled to welcome judge, author, and motivational speaker Rosemarie Aquilina to the show. Rosemarie, I think we have like a very good topic to start off with for you here today, because reality star, entrepreneur, and aspiring lawyer Kim Kardashian, heard of her? She revealed in an Instagram story that although she failed the California bar exam, she has no plans to stop trying. Quote, no shortcuts, no giving up, just more studying and even more determination, she wrote. So do you think that she'll be taken seriously in this field as a lawyer? What do you guys think?
It's interesting. Like, what an interesting reaction. First of all, before we get into whether or not I think personally she'll be taken seriously, I admire her doing this. She's clearly passionate about this, and it's certainly not something that she has to do. It's something that she obviously wants to do, probably falling in line with what her father did. She already has been doing all this really interesting work behind the scenes. She quietly helped fund this thing called the 90 Days of Freedom campaign, where she ended up helping to free 17 non-violent drug offenders. I mean, she's had people, like, she's done some impressive work, and she really hasn't done it to get a huge amount of spotlight. And I think she should keep doing work like that. But when I try to picture her, like, she wants to do trial law. She wants to be like her dad. And for me, it's not so much about what she will be saying, because I think she can get there. Maybe a little bit is how she will be saying it, like that kind of vocal fry. Like, Rosemarie, you are a judge.
Yes, I need to know.
What would you do?
What do
How would you feel if she was in the courtroom with you?
I have taught law for about 45 years, and I teach trial skills. And in trial skills, it's a bit of acting. And as long as she is prepared and takes herself and her clients seriously, she will make an excellent lawyer. And I want to put out there, Kim, I'm happy to help you pass the damn bar. Okay? There's a way to study for it. It is hard, but it's not just about book learning. There's a lot of things you have to know about the courtroom and about past exams and all of that. And I'm thinking that she's too keyed up.
Okay.
And so she needs to calm down a little bit.
I have a question. Like, do you think, maybe not for you in the court of law as the judge, but could there be certain judges who already are going to have assumptions about the case she's representing because they have their own internal biases about her?
And what does that do for the client,
Yeah.
too, right?
Well, absolutely. However, it will be up to her to focus on the law. And when a judge acts poorly, report them, ask for a different judge. There's things that you can do to protect your client.
Okay.
Rosemarie, have you seen the movie Legally Blonde?
Many times.
Well, isn't this just like Legally Kardashian? She's like Elle Woods?
Exactly. But she'll be a different kind of Elle Woods, but she'll own her space and do a good job when she gets there.
You know what? I am with you. I think that here she is. She's failing publicly. She's learning publicly. She's going through all this. She doesn't have to do it. And, you know, we're in a world where we're trying to be authentic, or we're telling everybody to be authentic. And here she is. She's like, don't put me in this box. I want to try something else. And I think we should give her some grace and some room for it. People are going to make fun of her.
Are we changing opinions? Because the audience was not on board. I don't know.
I know it's
No, you don't agree with me.
You just think that it wouldn't work, but it could work.
It could work.
When I took the bar, when I went to law school, I was one of very few women, and a lot of negative things were said to me by men. And I tell you, my law degree has added a level of credibility, a way to address issues, and I think that will happen to Kim as well once she gets there, and I think we should all support that.
Look at that. Hey, look at that.
Something about that.
Nice.
Okay, well, sticking with celebrities, CNN looked into how shows like Hot Ones transformed the celebrity interview by putting stars in the hot seat with rapid-fire questions and a plate of spicy food. We enjoy this. And they say it reflects a growing appetite for more flavorful content instead of conventional sit-down interviews. So when it comes to a celebrity interview, do you appreciate this kind of gimmicky hook? Or do you, or do you like more of a standard sit-down interview style? Jeff.
Oh man, I'm really glad you guys clapped for the gimmick because Rosemarie, we've just met, but I've been known to use a gimmick or two in my day. For example, one out of many, got a chance to sit down with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and I made some fake tattoos on my legs just so I could pull down my pants. A lot of people called this brave. Brave because it probably means I'll never be able to run for prime minister with that in it. But in all seriously, I do appreciate a gimmick. I like that both exist. I like that I can have my pick. I can have a serious, like usually print. I like reading long form interviews, but I like having a little levity every now and then. Hopefully you do too. Go on.
So I think it's okay, but why not take something that happened in their life and that's relatable to all of us and use that instead of a gimmick? Do you really need a gimmick when you have a star? I don't think so.
Some of them are very boring though. Some of them are very boring.
Though,
It's
honestly,
true.
Well, tell them that.
Yeah.
That actually would make for an amazing interview.
It would.
You know, I've done, in my journalism career, I've done more than 10,000 interviews, and I can tell you, you do not need hot sauce to get to the truth. You do not need, you know, people holding puppies to get to a real deep conversation. You need preparation, you need to know about the subject, you need to push past PR talking points. I don't know, maybe I'm a purist when it comes to this, but I think that to me is performative.
When
right?
someone has a
Yeah,
gimmick,
without a
I'm
doubt.
saying, let's get to the issue. I don't care about the gimmick. Let me know about you.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
hear you, and
Okay.
I do enjoy getting that. I mean, we remember those classic interviews with Barbara Walters, you know, like those ones where you get these like real big revelations, and yet now everybody's just competing for eyeballs, right? And so gimmick sometimes allows not only the interviewer to get a little bit more access, and those interviews, hot ones, actually do go very in depth. But then there's also just the thing of like when you only have, as many of us have experienced, a short amount of time. You got to try to get some kind of a connection quickly. That's the stress that we're under. I loved what actually Deepa from Virgin Radio, who's been on our show before, she recently during the Toronto International Film Festival, she brought in this little kid, and he disarmed, like you, all of a sudden you have Angelina Jolie who might walk right by everybody otherwise. You see this little kid, and suddenly they're getting these amazing moments with people like Sydney Sweeney. I think you need to be clever. Now, I will say the flip side of that, though, that bugs me sometimes, and I'm going to give you some like inside baseball kind of stuff.
love.
Which is just like on our show, we have a lot of celebrities that come on this show, and a lot of times we come up, our producers have really great ideas, and then suddenly you're told by the publicist, no, they're not going to do that. Before they've even brought it by the celebrity. So it's this delicate dance of trying to get access and trying to get interest at the same time, right?
But even you saw Woody Harrelson there, like he's sweating, right? He's eating a ghost pepper. How do you have, it's such a distraction.
He's
How do you
vulnerable.
have
He's vulnerable.
I mean, I don't even think he's thinking about the question. He's just like, give me some water, you know? So I don't know.
But if he's sweating, say, what's making you sweat?
Rosemary, I want you on the next TIFF red carpet.
Okay.
That sounds like a
you'd be
really good
great.
idea.
Maybe this one interests you. CTV News is reporting that for the first time in decades, church attendance is growing, and it's because of Gen Z faithfuls. Yeah. All right, Rosemary, let's start with you. Are you surprised? You have 5 kids.
Yes.
Are you surprised that Gen Z, first of all, you do not look like you have 5 kids, just so you know.
Thank you.
But Gen Z, do you find that surprising going to church?
Absolutely not. I think that we're in a day and age where everybody's texting. You walk in any coffee shop or school, they're texting instead of communicating. And I think they're looking for more connection, more support that's real, like we're talking now. They just don't have it.
Yeah. And is it also maybe the piece of like hope, because it's been like they're a generation that don't have a lot of like hopeful information. So I wonder if that's what religion provides. It's interesting. I was raised Catholic and I had a lot of issues. So I don't know, I can't speak for you, but for me, once I reached a certain age, there were a lot of pieces of that religion and people in that religion that I found problematic. And so my rebellion as a teenager was saying, I'm no longer going to keep going to church. And I wonder if some teens today, it's a rebellion to actually go to church.
Yeah.
Like if it's like my parents raised me with nothing, so I'm going.
I was very surprised to hear this, and here's why. Gen Z is known as this very cynical generation, right? They were born in 9/11. They saw their family struggle through the financial crisis, right? And then we had COVID and climate change and all these things. And they are the generation that kept asking why after they were toddlers, right? They want receipts, they want information. And church is about blind faith, right?
But so there's a disconnect there.
There's such a dichotomy there in my mind.
But it's more. I grew up, my dad worked, my mom didn't. Now both parents have to work. The church is the connection. They have sort of a parent that can give advice. They can sit in a group. They can go together. They can talk one-on-one with the priest. They have support that they may not have at home, may never have had at home. There's so many broken homes.
Is this good news?
It's good news.
It's good news, yeah.
I'm a bit, because I've had people who were very much hurt by some of the shame and secrecy attached to, in particular, you know, again, I'm not saying this cross-board, this was my experience. It worries me a little bit what even you just said about the idea of a parent figure, because with great power comes great responsibility, and not all people in power take that responsibility seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but the only thing I'll say is that as a mom of a 12-year-old, I have struggled a little bit because, like, I've pivoted, and faith and spirituality is still important to me. So I've struggled to sort of impart that to him. So what he sees me doing is meditating, and he sees that I have a Buddha statue in my room, but I haven't fixed that piece about community yet.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a really important part of religion, right?
Yeah.
To have that community, to have somewhere.
community.
And you know, I'm just thinking as we're talking. So, like, we're talking about cynicism, but maybe Gen Z is cynical about the right things. And because I was very self-involved in my 20s. I don't know about you guys. Like, I thought I knew
I named someone who
everything.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a generation now that's like saying, I don't know. Like, the world is so crazy.
It's so uncertain.
I need help. Maybe that's the most courage of all,
I actually find
right?
it
The
a
most courageous
comfort
thing.
that they are seeking out comfort and community in the church. But there's a tiny little part of me that is a little bit concerned, because it feels like history goes in cycles a bit. And we've had these moments in history, these great leaps when it comes to science and reason. And more often than not, they're generally followed by a period where we step back almost to superstition and to dogma. So that's sort of the line I'm towing, like keep going for the community. Just don't go and become a cult. Do you know what I mean? It's like that fine line, that balance.
I agree.
So I was raised Catholic, and I don't go to church. I mean, I want to just tell them where to go a lot of times, right? And I feel guilty. I don't go to church all the time. But my parents are both passed in the last 2 years, and my 15-year-old twins are now saying to me, Mom, can I go to church?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's because they're searching for answers, for connection, and they watch all these scary movies and all these other things, and they're looking for what's real, where's a connection, can I find something out there? Because they're realizing we're not all going to stay here. Where do we go?
Interesting. Food for thought. We are going to move on to this because a man wrote to Dear Prudence with an interesting problem. He says his girlfriend has what he describes as a nasty habit of kissing their cat on the nose while saying, nom nom. And he can't decide, this is a big deal to him, and he can't decide if this is a deal breaker or not. So what are your thoughts on this, Farah?
Is gross. I'm sorry.
gross.
I don't have pets, so maybe I'm not, but like, I draw the line and I totally get affection. I have a dog nephew, but here's the thing.
I never heard that. A dog nephew. Oh my God.
Yeah, I have a dog nephew who I love very much. But I draw the line at this one word, moisture. Okay? When things are wet, like tongues and noses, that is, no, sorry, I cannot. That is a petri dish for germs.
No.
They lick everything.
Cats groom themselves 50 times a day. Do you? And
No.
And so it's a kiss on the nose. It's not a kiss on the mouth. And cats are so affectionate. I think the boyfriend needs to go.
Interesting.
Well, they lick their private parts and stuff too.
50 times. They're clean.
Or
They're
rather,
clean.
Farah, a year ago, I totally would have agreed with you, but I adopted a cat a year ago. And this morning, I kid you not, I accidentally took a Tupperware container and put my breakfast in it, and then realized after I made the breakfast that his can of cat food had previously been in it. And I didn't care.
No.
I didn't care.
Really?
Yeah.
This
can't.
story actually made me think of more disgusting things that I could think of
Just
to
the
do
can.
with
Sorry,
animal
just
orders.
the can, not the actual food.
Okay, but you were-
know what I mean? Like if it was, like it's, yeah.
Well, I don't know what
But
people
it's
think
just
about.
the nose. Going back to what Rosemarie said, it's just the nose.
No,
it's not the butt.
I agree.
It's wet though.
I'm not grossed out by this, but there are other disgusting things. I was once, you guys can tell me what you think of this. I was once at someone's house. We just had a dinner party. We were cleaning up, and they had a dog. And so they had like, taken off the excess food, whatever, and then they let the dog lick the plates before they put it in the dishwasher. And see, there are people who say this is okay. I was horrified
But
by
it's going
this.
through I think I would have been a year ago as well. But now that you think about it, it's going through the dishwasher. Like it's getting clean.
I think that people become pet blind at a certain point. And so while I don't think that the nose kiss is a problem, I do think pet owners need to check themselves every once in a while with a friend who loves them and can tell them when they're being disgusting.
And wait till this guy's worried about cats. Wait till he has kids.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That
kids
is
are way worse.
germs everywhere.
Subscribe to the Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.